Connor, you reported on Sunday that Odell gave the Jets a chance to match Baltimore's offer, and Gang Green passed. The price was also too rich for the Giants' blood. So what's been the reaction around the entire NFL to Baltimore giving Odell such a hefty deal?
Surprised, honestly. I think that the offer that the Jets had on the table for Odell Beckham, which was kind of an incentive-laden deal. You know, I think the max value of the contract, I think the Ravens deal can go up to $18 million, but in base, it's basically a guaranteed $15 million deal. Well, the Jets' offer that they had, given to Odell or offered up to Odell was going to be in that same range of $14-15 million for the year. But the thing was that Odell was going to have to earn it, which makes sense. He's a guy over 30 years old. He's had 2 big surgeries. He hasn't necessarily looked like the same player that took the league by storm his first 3 years with the Giants. So the Jets were willing to pay him, but they just wanted to make sure that they were going to get what they were willing to offer up for him. And when the Ravens basically came through with the deal that they did, which was pushed across the finish line once news broke that Odell was going to head to New York on Monday to visit with the Jets, Joe Douglas basically told Odell's agency, look, man, that's a heck of a deal. You're really not going to get better from us or probably anyone else. You'd be crazy not to take it.
Joe Douglas has already added Allen Lazard and McCole Hardman. So with Odell on his way to Baltimore, how pressing is the need for another wide receiver?
It wasn't, and it's not. It was, honestly, like the whole Jets' pursuit of Odell Beckham Jr. was almost like just going to be an embarrassment of riches at receiver, right? I mean, the Jets have Lazard, like you said. They have Garrett Wilson. They have Hardman. Also, don't forget, they still have Corey Davis in that mix as well. Denzel Mims. I mean, they have plenty of weapons for Aaron Rodgers to work with. Odell just would have taken this over the top. And that honestly might have been one of the things that steered him to Baltimore. Yes, they paid him more money than the Jets were willing to pay him. And they paid him more money than any other team was willing to pay Odell Beckham Jr. But in Baltimore, aside from Mark Andrews, he's going to be the #1 option for Lamar Jackson in the passing game. With the Jets, he was going to have to share that role. Garrett Wilson, clearly he's the #1. Hardman, Lazard, Corey Davis. All of those guys, although Davis probably wasn't going to be in the picture if they got Odell, but all of those guys are going to see their targets. All of those guys are going to catch passes. Also, don't forget, the Jets have a pretty good running back in Breece Hall and 2 tight ends in C.J. Uzomah and Tyler Conklin. So there was plenty of weapons there for Aaron Rodgers to eventually work with, where Odell would have been a great one to add on there, but he would have had to share the spotlight, and I'm not sure that's something Odell really wants to do.
All right, so now we can put Odell in our rearview mirror and look ahead. The draft, fewer than 3 weeks away. You have your latest mock drafts up on SNY.TV. In your eyes, who will they be debating about in the war room when Gang Green is on the clock?
Positions, right? I mean, I think offensive line is going to be a big one that the Jets monitor. I think defensive line, if Jalen Carter, things are a little funky up there with kind of him legally, unlegally, effort, personality, all that kinds of stuff. From a football perspective, though, he is a not Pro Bowl, not all pro. I had somebody describe him as a Hall of Fame talented player. That's how good his film is. And if you think about taking him and putting him next to Quinnen Williams in the middle of the Jets defensive line, I mean, they can really just wreak havoc across every team within the AFC East. Really pressure from the middle, and then obviously you know what the Jets secondary is capable of there with DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner. So I think he could potentially be the one that makes the Jets go, maybe we go that direction. Plus they have a locker room that's pretty good and conducive to helping a player make sure he stays on the straight path. But I think more likely the Jets are probably going to go offensive line. I think more likely they're going to go offensive tackle. If the Jets stay healthy, they've got a pretty good group with Dwayne Brown, Laken Tomlinson. They do need to find a center, but Ben Jones is in the mix. Elijah Vera Tucker, the Max Mitchell, and Mekhi Becton on the right side. But the problem is that there's really not a lot of depth there. So if one guy goes down, if the injury issues act up for Becton, if Dwayne Brown goes down because he's just getting older, who's going to fill in there? So I think the draft is a good opportunity for the Jets to get some insurance up there on the offensive line to ensure Aaron Rodgers stays upright if there are injuries that take place on that front. And also set them up for the future, because Dwayne Brown obviously isn't getting any younger. So eventually the Jets are going to need to find their left tackle of the future, and maybe that's this year in the draft.
Insurance or a potential Hall of Fame talent, and we have 3 weeks to talk about it. Love it, Connor Hughes. Thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night. It's time to talk draft. It's going to be great for the next 3 weeks.